Alright, so this is my converting a camper for under £100. I wasn't going to do this video, but I'm here at Lake Coniston and the weather is minging, so it's going to give me something to do. This isn't going to be my finished van. I bought the van 5 days ago and I just wanted a quick conversion so I could go away for the weekend and just test how the space works. So this is a 2007 Transit minibus, normal roof, long wheelbase, jumbo. I started by getting rid of the seats. There was still 2 sets of seats that I had to get rid of, and I had to do it manually with a torque wrench, which was an absolute pain in the arse. And then there's a van scrapyard down the road from me, so I sold the rest of the seats and got 50 quid back. So first thing I did is blinds with a bit of insulation. I bought some of that foil bubble wrap stuff, which will cost me 26 quid, and I cut it to different sizes. I had some magnets lying around, and all I did was screw the magnets onto a piece of wood on the back, and then they just clip on, well, just attach from one side to the other, like so. Now, I already had these magnets, so I didn't factor it into my cost, but you can get about like 20 for 10 quid off Amazon and places like that. So next is the bed. I've completely bodged the hell out of this, but it is super stable, it's not going anywhere, and I'll show you why it's a bit of a bodge now. I got 6 beams of 2.4 meters, and they are 7 centimeters by 4 centimeters, so big chunky pieces of wood. I also got some little joist brackets. They were about £3 for a pack of 10. Because it was a minibus, there was a few mounting points where the seat's already attached. So there's ones over the wheel arch where I have just bolted a piece of wood directly to it so I could fix one side of the legs. And at the back there's one higher up which I've bolted the legs directly to as well. The back beam I bolted directly on and then fastened the joists to it so they can slot into it. And on the front here, I've bolted it from the other side and then put the joists on the top just because it's going to support it from the front. The joists weren't the right size, so all I've done is just screwed the hell out of them so they're going to hold it properly, and they're actually hanging over because I made a mistake on the measurements. So I used 4 joists to make it super stable and then spread the weight of the mattress. All I did was put some cladding, some wooden cladding across just to spread the weight out. And then on top of that, I just used my old double mattress. I did really want to go like head to tail, but I've made my bed 90 centimeters high so I can get my bike in the back. So that means that it wouldn't actually go all the way across properly. It is now tail to head that way. All right, so next is the bit I'm kind of most chuffed with, and that's this sofa that I've constructed. I did have these cushions spare from an old sofa bed I had, so again, I've saved a bit of money there. The main support frame is made from the wood that was left over from the bed because I ordered way too much, so that's a really solid frame. And then I do have like spare thin bits of MDF and plywood that I've used here and there. So here's the real reason I'm so proud of this, and it's underneath this seat. So one thing I found is you do have to move the cushions around, but once you move the cushions and lift this flap up, I've made like a cool area for my cool boxes to go into. This is because I had loads of insulation left over from doing the windows, and I thought if I surround the cool boxes that are already in there, it's going to make a better seal at keeping the cold in. And I've been here 3 days and I actually still have ice that I froze before I set off. So I think it's worked pretty well. On this side here, I've just used it for storage for like tools and trainers, and basically it's just all kind of stuff's thrown in there. I am going to box that one off so it separates and organises things a bit better. That's one of the improvements I'll make in the future. I briefly mentioned it a second ago, but one of the massive downfalls to this design is if you're sat on it or someone's sat on it, they've got to move over, you've got to move the cushions around, and because the cushions are so big, it does become a bit of a faff. So I'm going to redesign this and have it slide out from the bottom. I think that's going to be better access, and it'll actually give another bit of seating area as well. When I arrived, I did have a pallet in the back of the truck that I was going to cut off for firewood, but I instantly realised that I needed somewhere to cook on. So I got to work making a little table out of a pallet, and I just wanted to super bodge it, just literally throw it together so it stood up. And it turned out kind of all right. As soon as I built it and realised like it was quite functional, I saw there was space to put another shelf in. I had some more scrap wood, so I just threw together a shelf where my pots and pans and firelighter and stuff live as well. Now underneath, I've got sections, so the camping stove goes in the left-hand side. That's the box for the camping stove on the left-hand side. Right-hand side, cereal, like all my dry food and stuff is in that bag underneath, and then, you know, we've got some orange there as well. On the top, got my water canister, which is like in a nice position for filling up drinks, but it probably should go near the sink. And we've got the cooker on top there because I've just made a brew, and just, you know, my bottles at the side. And all I've done is I cut like 1 foot sections out of the crate and then got all the spare pieces and just screwed them all together so it held. And the other great thing is once everything's packed away and stored, it can be used as another seat, which we did the other night as well. I was pretty happy with that, but as soon as I did that, I started cooking and I realized that after I'd cooked, there was nowhere to wash up. I had some more of the crate left, so I just carried on bodging, and this is what we came up with. So this was really scraping the barrel, like using the very last of the scrap wood I had, so I've attached it to the bed frame a bit to give it some support. The wood pieces run all the way to the window frame, that gives it a bit of support from the back, and then there's a leg running down on this side, and then my bowl just fits right into there. And I did have a couple more pieces. I wanted to make a shelf. Obviously I didn't have enough to go all the way across. This little thing's kind of nice for drying stuff off. And then last of all, I added these wind deflectors at the side, just so during the night I can crack the windows a little and, you know, get a tiny bit of ventilation in. So that's my quick £100 conversion. Bed, sofa, cool box, cooking table, washing up stand. The other thing I'm missing really is like a toilet. What else do you need for a quick weekend away? So I felt this was a great exercise because even the 3 days I've been here, I've learned so much about how I need to use the van and like thinking about space. So I turned up with my carry-all, which I normally take everywhere, but when you're in a camper van, you want to make sure you keep it neat and tidy, so I'm gonna have to come up with clever ideas for things having their own individual space. Being able to access those things without having to shift a load of stuff around. Now, I have got a few grand put to one side to actually do a proper conversion with like solar panel and gas and everything, but for now, I'm just gonna keep on bodging things, going away, and just learning how I use the space. That way, when I do make a final design, I'm gonna know a lot more of how I'm gonna use it, and I'm gonna be more certain on where things are going. I've also learned a few downsides. I got the normal roof. I wish I'd got a mid-roof or a high roof, but this van was so much of a bargain that I couldn't turn it down. Because it's got double wheels at the back, the side sliding door doesn't open all the way. It's not a massive thing, but it would be nice if it opened all the way. So thanks for watching. If this is helpful to someone, great. Maybe it's giving you some ideas. Who knows? And if you've got any suggestions for me, just talk to me in the comments and make another video soon.